Live trading CPI news event is something most traders look forward to do, and also trading high impact news. We had a live session with my trading community. We did trade NFP the previous week and CPI this week. Now that makes it two major high impact news which we made massive profits from. Now I was unable to record this live session on YouTube stream because I was having audio issues and I had to drop the live session on YouTube to move on to another platform. However, in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through what I would do trading the next CPI, my checklist, and how I want to approach the market. So let's get on to the video. So we'll be looking at Euro USD, and that's what we traded for both high impact news. We short Euro USD during the NFP news and we bought for CPI. So we'll start off with the NFP. So I'm going to be using exness trading terminal because of the bar replay 2 function to show you guys how the market was looking like before the news release. So that NFP was on Friday 10th of January 2025. So let me go down to the lower time frame to get that exact point. So ideally what I want to do is I'll look at DXY in comparison to what Euro USD is doing, because of there's a strong correlation between the DXY and Euro USD, and we're trading a major news from the USD side of things, so it's a no-brainer. You want to stick to an instrument that has a very strong correlation to dollar, so hence it's Euro USD. So looking at this here, this is Friday. It should be Friday. Yes, Friday around 12 p.m. So 12 p.m. was actually when we had this live session, just about 2 hours before the news release, so that everybody should know what to expect and position themselves before the news. And also the news signal was also sent 5 minutes into the news time as well. So by the way, if you're not part of the Telegram community, I'm going to leave a link in the video description. Click on it and be part of 800 plus traders that trade high impact news alongside me. Now looking at this here, this was the look of how price was lined up before the news release, and ideally I want to trade my news around 15 minutes time frame. So my checklist, first of all, look for an asset class that has a strong correlation to dollar. Secondly, I want to scale down to lower time frame, and the third thing I want to do now is I'll basically compare the price action between these two instruments. So if we move back to trading view, on trading view here, this was how the DXY was lining up. DXY has been trading up for some time. We had this run up, price was moving in a choppy manner and was just stalling around, just around that time when we're approaching the news events. And typically I wouldn't want to trade at all before any high impact news for the week, especially for NFP. Now the reason is there's a lot of forced movement that will be going on in the market, and some moves that will happen here and there that's not sustainable, and I don't want to get my hands burnt or mess up my psychology before trading this high impact news. So I want, first of all, my trading accounts to be intact, not having trades that will probably put me into drawdown or anything like that. And also I want to stay away from the market, like I mentioned, because staying away will help me to prep properly for this news. So DXY was basically going in for a upside move. If we look at DXY from the daily chart, now we're still on the technical side. Now on the daily chart, DXY is trading towards an all-time high. If you look to the left, it was trading towards an all-time high. Now this was a major level that DXY has traded above, and we are just right about here, and price was looking very solid to trade into this region. Although price didn't actually get to that region, but we still had some major strengthening of the dollar as of that NFP day. So the news was about 5 minutes to come out, and of course on my brokerage on my brokerage account, what I want to do is I want to drop down to even further lower time frame, like the 5 minute time frame, to be able to get a better entry. And also I'll do this 15 minutes into the news. Pay attention to the details, guys. 15 minutes into the news, so as to get a better entry in price. So more like if you want to scalp, going down to 1 minute, 5 minute time frame gives you more precision, and it reduces slippage and stuff like that. So having this here, We also um, had our stops just right above. Our stops was just right above because there's a tendency that NFP could whipsaw. There are times when price will trade up, then come down, or go down, then go up. Those whipsawing scenarios are not what we like. And one key hint that I used to know if price is going to whipsaw or not is unemployment claims, guys. So unemployment claims usually comes out before NFP, but there are times when it do come out the same day as NFP, and when we do see these two clashing data on the same day, it's a red flag for me, and I would not want to trade because price is going to take multiple directions while the news drop. Now, unemployment claims is a key figure data that comes out, and this data has to do with information on the US session. If we have more people unemployed before the NFP day, or if we have people filing claiming that they are unemployed before the NFP data will be released. Keyword unemployment claims. So these people want to probably take benefits from the government while they're unemployed before they get a job, that kind of stuff. So once this data comes out, maybe a day or two before NFP, that's a good indication that NFP will probably have a 80% chance to stick to one direction. Now, moving on, I've mentioned about 4 things already on my checklist. You might want to replay this video to get all of them, and also, be very, very specific with all of these highlighted points. Now, the next thing here is, of course, we've seen that, okay, the dollar is going to gain strength. We've seen the unemployment claims data. You have to go to Forex Factory and check that for yourself. And we've seen the strong correlation between dollar and the euros. So if we play this now, you will see that this news dropped and it was straight into profit. It was straight into profit, guys, about 40 to 50 pip straight into the bag, and we made profits. So on to the next thing is the CPI news release. Now for the CPI, I'll take off all of these joins again. Now CPI was coming out, and let's go back to the daily time frame for Euro USD. Now, because Euro USD was still hanging around this region here, so NFP didn't get the job done here. It didn't actually shift Euro USD from this structural level. If you look at this is like a structural level that was still trading around. So NFP didn't, finish off the job. Normally, when this high impact news comes out and it's around structural level like this, usually drives price away from that level and maybe give us a reversal or sell off massively from that region. Is that we sell off massively to the downside here, or we trade massively above. That's what we expect from high impact news. But NFP came out, we had some major volatility, but if you look at this, when we zoom in closely, price was still around this region. So CPI was now within our reach, was just few days away from when we had NFP. So if we look at the 4-hour chart here, you will notice that this was the volatility from NFP, and Monday, Tuesday-ish, price was reversing and gaining momentum. So if we drop down to a further lower time frame, like the 15 minutes, let me zoom out a bit. On the 15 minutes, we have a very good price movement. We had a run up, price pulled back, stayed here for a while, we run up, and price was just trading right around where we had the previous week data coming out, which is like the NFP. So was where we had CPI data coming out. And looking at this here, it was showing from the price action side of things, was showing a very good correlation again with what's happening with dollar, and this was a setup that is showing signs of buy side. Now the CPI data, if you check Forex Factory, came out, and it did give us that push up. We traded all the way here, and that was what happened for the CPI trade. So the same concept that I use for the NFP trade is what I will use for CPI as well. Now for the CPI data, we have an 80% chance that the news coming out will stick to one direction. That's one thing I like about CPI. Only a few times you see CPI whipsaw here and there. Now For additional information around trading this, there are tons of video in the YouTube channel where I explain how I trade high impact news and nuggets around it. So you might want to check on the playlist in this video and click on it. Just click on the video you're seeing on the screen and watch additional videos on trading high impact news, and you'll be getting more insight and it will make more sense how I trade this news event. So guys, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers and keep it simple.